Hey everybody, this is Chris Crowley with From Fatty to Natty Bodybuilder. We are on episode 2. Enjoy.
Names on the stage, got the whole crowd bouncing. Talking about the king of kings of moves, mountain mover.
Hello YouTube. This is Chris Crowley with From Fatty to Natty Bodybuilder. Thank you for coming to the channel today. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Share this video with your friends. I can't thank you enough for the support you give me, and today I want to dive into what I feel, or at least what worked for me, the steps that it took to go from being overweight and unhealthy to using natural bodybuilding to get myself into much better shape, and also to enjoy the sport and do well at it. Right? Can I do better? Oh, you're darn right, I can do much better. But it's a process, and the fact that I'm 47 right now and in some of the best shape of my life, I'm okay with that process, and I'm just going to keep doing it until the good Lord puts dirt in me. Right? So, getting started. First things first. You need to change your mindset, and I don't care where you're at right now, right? Wherever you're at right now, start recognizing that you are in fact a bodybuilder, right? If you're going to the gym, if you're exercising, you're doing your cardio, and you're also watching what you eat because you want to change your body composition and change your overall health, by definition, that's a bodybuilder, right? Whether or not you're competing, that's a different story. You'll get there, but change your mindset. You're a bodybuilder right now, right? Starting right now. I, say your name, am a bodybuilder, okay? So, and when you do that, a lot of things are going to change. Like the things you eat are going to have a purpose, all right? This isn't to say you're not going to enjoy some of your meals, and maybe some of those meals aren't exactly perfect, but you're going to make much wiser food choices. All right. So I know once I changed that mindset, I got obsessive to where I was weighing my food, doing all of that stuff. And yes, I still do that now. I still weigh my food. I still make sure I hit my macronutrients and everything else because I choose to, and that's why I'm doing this, right? There's a saying that abs are made in the kitchen. Well, that's very true. You can do 5,000 crunches a day, but if you're eating like crap, your belly's still going to be there, and those abs are just going to be really nice underneath, like 5 layers of fat. So, step 1, think like a bodybuilder, and then as you do that, everything you do will have a purpose. Exercise, heck, you'll even get to the point where you're going out on that 4th or 5th walk throughout the day because you want to get that blood moving and have some more energy expenditure to drop some of that fat, right? Now, I encourage everybody to compete in a show. I encourage everybody. Now, as you noticed in episode 1, I said don't be that person that just pays an entry fee and shows up. So, if you need to take 1, 2, even 3 years or more to have a successful first time up on that stage, then by all means do it. Okay. There are the transformation divisions, and I highly encourage any of you that could really what's the word I'm looking for? Really encourage or inspire someone else by your story to do one of those, to do a transformation division, right? If that's not your thing, no, I want to get into the physique competition, I want to do classic, I want to do open, okay, but make sure that you're where you need to be. Don't just get up on stage for the sake of doing that. You're kind of wasting your time, all right? You're not hurting anybody by doing it, but you're wasting your time. I mean, you're sitting there busting your butt. You're spending some good money that you're not going to get back by going onto a stage, and why not give it your best, right? I know that first picture that I've shown before, I certainly didn't give it my best. It was embarrassing, humiliating, everything else. Thankfully, I was able to turn it around and make it the catalyst to get me better, but that might not be everybody. So don't do that, right? Now, So if you're going to compete, again, to give yourself an honest assessment, and if you have to take a year or two to get there, that's fine, right? I also would advise one of the best books I ever got for starting this journey is right here. Okay, I'm going to put a description down below, maybe with like an Amazon link or something to that effect. So probably the greatest piece of advice I got off of this, right? I'm going to quote from, let's see, what page was it? Give me a second here, folks. I apologize. Okay, so there's a rate of loss. Okay, a rate of loss meaning like weight loss, right? How much weight you want to lose. So on page 44, they talks about the first thing you need to know about an ideal contest prep is that you should keep a steady but slow rate of fat loss. Research indicates you want to be in the range of losing 0.5 to 1% of body weight each week. So right now I'm weighing in right at about 193. Okay, I do a 24-week contest prep, and there's a couple of reasons behind that, but one of the big reasons that it gives me plenty of time to get where I want to be. So it's today's January 6th, and I will be doing a contest on June, I want to say it's June 18th. I'd have to look at the calendar again, but it's giving me 6 months, right? The last show I did, I weighed in at 162. So yeah, I'm probably, I'll lose 30 pounds in 6 months. If you can't lose 30 pounds in 6 months as a bodybuilder, you're doing it wrong, right? So 0.5%, 1%. So I basically want to lose between 1 to 2 pounds a week. Some weeks are going to be more. That's just the nature of the game. And some weeks are going to be less. Some weeks you might not even lose a pound. But on average, 0.5 to 1%. So give yourself time, all right? Give yourself an honest assessment. It's like I said earlier, if you're looking up in the mirror and you really got a long ways to go, then take your time. You don't got to do one this year. You can do one next year, right? So again, step number 1, think like a bodybuilder. Step number 2, give yourself plenty of time. So how I would go about doing that is look up the different organizations in your area, right? Whether they be an NPC show or some of the other smaller independent venues. I'm talking about, you're just starting, all right? As you progress, maybe you want to get into the bigger venues, especially if you pick up a pro card, all right? You might want to get into a bigger venue that will, earn more money when you get up on stage and win, right? But if there's no shame in starting, quote unquote, starting small, because competing's competing. So find the different organizations in your area, right? See the calendar, see how far out there are some shows, right? And let's say you're going to start it this year, and maybe you are at a point where if you just dropped about 30 pounds, you would look phenomenal. Perfect. Look for some shows. Look for something that might be in June, might be in August, might be September, October, whatever. Boom. Get it settled and go for that show. Next step. I can't emphasize this enough. It's important to hire a coach. For more so anything else is that it's accountability. All right. You're spending, again, this isn't a cheap endeavor. But you're going to spend some money on someone who's going to hold you accountable. Someone who's going to smack you in the face and say, hey, knucklehead, you're screwing up. All right? Metaphorically speaking, as far as a slapping you in the face, right? But still, I'm going to let you know. I've already talked to you about Rob Goodwin of Ketogenic Bodybuilding is my coach, and I can't say enough good things about him. He won't sugarcoat stuff. He's not a jerk. He's not he's not gonna sit there and cuss at you and sound like some sort of Marine Corps drill instructor or anything like that. But he's not gonna sugarcoat. He's not gonna lead you astray. There are some coaches out there. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but you hear about these things. that someone is the coach and just lets their client get up on stage looking like complete trash because, well, screw it, I got my money. You're doing a disservice, all right? So find reputable coaches out there. So I've already spoke of Rob Goodwin, Robert Sikes with Keto Savage. He's also a fantastic coach. If you live here in the Cleveland, Ohio area, I know there's a gentleman that runs, well, this is more so southern, south of Cleveland off of the 71 freeway. At the Rise Fitness, there's a coach there, and also at Accelerated Fitness. These are both in Medina. There's a coach there too. Both are really good guys. I can't think of the guy's name at Rise, but then over at Accelerated, it's Jason. I want to say Cheatham or Chatham. If I'm mispronouncing his name, I'm sorry. But again, I'll put descriptions in the YouTube box there. So getting a coach, they know this stuff more than you, right? So they're going to put you in the right direction. They'll tell you what your macros should be. They'll give you some exercises. They'll show you where your weaknesses are, where your strengths are. Also going to show you how to pose, which is very important because you can have a great physique. And then if you don't know how to hit your side chest or your double biceps, or my weakness is trying to hit my lat poses, then you're going to lose points. I mean, there's some guys that might not have as great of a physique as you, but they pose better, and so they show their physique better than you. And the judges see what they see. The judges will see, well, that guy looks better because he can hit his poses better. So be sure to do that. I'm trying to read my chicken scratches here. Oh, there we go. All right. So the next step that I took, I'm going to be honest, I can be pretty narcissistic when it comes to letting people know what I'm doing. An attention seeker at times. And one of those things that I do when I'm getting ready to do a show is I put it out to the world. I put it out on my social media. I put it out on Instagram. I put it out on Facebook. That, okay, I'm doing this show, whatever. Because once I do that, there's no backing down, right? I'm sure most of my friends couldn't care less if I actually were to do a show and then back out. But if I put it out there, I have no intentions of backing out after that, and I'm going to put in the work, right? Like every day when I wake up and I drink my coffee and I take my pre-workout and I, take my my supplements, before I go hit the gym, I'm thinking right then and there, okay, here we are, you're getting ready to compete in a couple months, let's go kick some butt. So I put it out there, I make my intentions known. And then also something you need to think about is motivation. So you hear, and you'll do it yourself, you just don't feel motivated to get up in the morning to go hit the gym, all right? I'm here in the Cleveland, Ohio area. It's cold as crud out there today. The last thing I wanted to do this morning was get out of my comfy bed, put on my workout clothes, and head to the gym, because I knew I was going to be freezing my butt off just walking from the car to the gym. But gains aren't made by just skipping your workouts, right? So got my butt up, got in there. And here's the thing, screw motivation, all right? Motivation lasts for a couple weeks. That's why you see a lot of people who make their New Year's resolutions, which if you happen to be someone who's making their New Year's resolution, that's great. I'm happy for you. Sidebar on that. So many times you'll see the people that go to the gym regularly get butthurt that the New Year's resolution people are there, right? Don't be that person if you're one of the regular gym goers, because maybe that New Year's resolution person that could be quote unquote annoying you, they're looking at you hoping you're going to help them someday. So don't be that jerk. Okay, so now back up a little bit. In the beginning, you're motivated, you're having a great time. Then in a couple of days, couple weeks, it's just not as fun anymore. Well, too bad. All right, there's a lot of things that you do on a regular basis that aren't fun, but they're good for you. This is good for you. So become determined. Determination is going to outweigh motivation every single day. One of the songs by Rob Bailey, focus on the finish. That's what you're thinking of. the reason why I'm here today is because a couple weeks from now, when I get up on that stage, you're gonna see muscles that I didn't even know existed. You know what I mean? I'm gonna hit those poses. I'm gonna get the judges to look at me and know who the heck I am. That's what you're doing this for. So, to recap, think like a bodybuilder, all right? You know, don't worry about what you're seeing in the mirror as to whether or not you're gonna call yourself a bodybuilder. A bodybuilder is someone who's getting in there, getting the work done, and is working on improving their, not just their physical appearance, but their body composition, right? So that's it, that's you, today. All right, if you're gonna compete, be honest with yourself as far as where you need to be, and then pick a show that's gonna be far enough ahead to do that. And hey man, take your time. If that means you're gonna wait and not gonna compete this year, but you're gonna start working on getting physically prepared for it, that's awesome. All right, so take your time. All right, because another thing I didn't mention is that as you're taking your time and you're losing weight slowly, more of that weight is going to be fat that's gonna come off of you as opposed to muscle. Unfortunately, in losing weight, you're going to lose muscle, but you want to make that as minimal as possible. All right, so again, pick a show. Make sure it's far enough ahead. So that leads into the next thing. So let's say, for example, here in Ohio, there's the Mr. Cleveland with Natural Muscle Association. That's going to be in October. So you got 9 months for you to do that now, right? To get from here to there and, you know, get in the shape you needed to be in. Well, if you're being honest with yourself and you're saying, look, I can't get there in October of this year, but I can get there in October of next year, bam, you got yourself a goal, right? You got yourself a time. All right, hiring a coach is extremely important. Even though I've already mentioned the coaches that I highly recommend, and the coach that thankfully took me on as one of his clients, there are other coaches out there as well. Just do your research. Don't just take my word for it. Do your research and find who's going to work for you, right? Make your intentions known. Put it out there, man. Speak that stuff out to the universe, because then once you do, you ain't backing down. And last but not least, don't think about being motivated all the time. Be determined. You have a mission set before you now, and you're not going to fail. All right, folks, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, leave some comments below. Great friend of mine out in the Netherlands, Joaquin, asked for some workout videos and maybe some cooking videos, stuff like that. Yes, that stuff's in the hopper. We'll be going through that soon. Thank you again so much for being on here today. I love you. God bless you.
Stage on stage, got the whole crowd bouncing. Talking about the king of kings, a movie.